The Miami condominium collapse is something to look at. Uh, it's more complicated than I can really understand right now. There's some things that are happening that involve the same people from 9/11, and what's that dude's name? I can't remember things. Like I got it. Like I go back over the information multiple times before it sinks in. I'm not like a smart guy or anything. They are claiming it's an accident, right? Building collapse on its own. But there are Israeli Defense Force people being called to look into, and there is a dude that wrote some book called Why Buildings Fall, and I guess he was I guess he was a person that was part of a cover up for some 9/11 shit. Building 7 and shit. And then some people that were arrested after 9/11 are also, maybe that's the Commission of Israeli Defense. Maybe that's the same people. So I don't know, but basically, because there's so much that I don't know, I'm going to follow the channels that are talking about this shit as if they know, until I know somebody who can repudiate them, or someone who like it's like a spider web and shit. I'm not gonna start putting lines on my walls and connecting post-it notes and everything like that. It's not that serious. I have a little more patience and a little bit more thorough than for most people's liking, and it's just that simple. Some people just and like that, whatever. It's just something to look at. I didn't say anybody did this to anybody to cover up, or like the factions of Illuminati, even though it probably is. Like, it probably is factions of Illuminati making a power play, making some kind of power move. You know what I mean? Or maybe somebody who's remember, like the semiconductors, getting that plane diverted to what's that island or some shit, and it was missing or some shit, like the Malaysian flight or something. Like, I'm telling you, because there is some shit happening or some shit moving, because we have detailed files of a event in genetic history or something, where people, like, so like there's some fexing going on with some kundalini energies, and that is the technology that they're talking about, that they can't understand, that's so superior that they can't understand. They're being cryptic. They don't want to say it is something that well, basically they left behind. They it's like it's a role play antithesis and protagonist in a hierarchy. The antithesis to the protagonist is pissed off because they didn't know what they were signing up for. It turned out they made an agreement to compromise some part of their genome or something like that. They made the decision on behalf of their race, but they're not part of that race anymore. You know, like they changed, like some amount of change. They're not part of that race anymore. They're gonna try to act like they came from space or some shit, but they were here all the time. They was here all the time. Get that? The counterfeit. They were here all the time. Is that superior technology is just basically a position that could be expeditious if only somebody else wasn't standing on it, and they wanted to occupy that. See what I'm saying? It's like there's an agreement between the protagonist and the antithesis to the protagonist in the hierarchy. Somebody likes a position that somebody else occupies. For even they don't really occupy it, but they think that they can. They take the programming from your mother. They take the push of the modality, and they take the galvanizing, polarizing aspect of religion, and they work this shit on people. They spin you. So they spin us, and they perceive to be able to re-up or to be able to do it again, but they need some class of bottom of the barrel, like plebiscite that gets down with the program, like that doesn't question, like they need that, but then it's just to be able to push off of that modality. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? They don't do good things for you, but people see that as reputable, and they want to share favor in that and have friends. Thing is, you can work with somebody to the same purpose and have success in an endeavor and not get the friend. So you don't know what you're thinking. It's like you know what I'm saying. You don't want people to disparage your opinion. You want to rationalize, and you don't even have an opinion. You know what I mean? Like there's no really opinion. So they had to blow up some building or some shit. You know what I mean? They have to keep you distracted on the fact that there's no premise of whatever the fuck they're asking you to vote for. They're just telling you. So they got some technology, some intellectual property, some hints on capability of biosynthetic processors. What's it called? Sharding data query that can gossip off chain and on blockchain and off blockchain to verify and authenticate data that can be used to populate new exotic data fields and shit. Could be anybody could use it to amplify whatever intention that they have, right? And it's coming. There's nothing anybody could do to stop it. You need this yourself to defend yourself against that kind of shit. And the same shit that happened in Magic the Gathering, for their it's a full Turing economy. It's a full Turing 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 applies to ecosystems that employed some kind of token or a unit or a coin or something that was the whole value, but would be traded amongst people on its own, operate on its own. Basically, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like if somebody has it's a economy, and you can participate in the economy by having so, but it attracted a lot of people to abuse, like that want to abuse minors, and the way to get minors on the internet to more isolated, private, encrypted chats. But for business purposes, people need to trade information that doesn't get out. It has to be encrypted as well. So like when I go into data authentication for social media, there's going to be people that need this censorship resistant aspect, and the encryption privacy, like for data query and shit. You can't have your in business, you can't have your competition knowing your moves telecasted, like telegraphed, and the people that want to abuse kids too, they're all getting together at the summit. Wow, like, you know what I mean. But the thing is, people like they're talking all this stuff about when to use the censorship resistant aspect. They're not really working on this shit right now. They're talking about it and they're not making any moves about it, because the companies that are actually getting the alt technology together to do it, I don't see your asses over there. If I talk about it in your chest, you don't like it that much. But they probably think I'm going to turn it into a crypto conversation instead of a utility conversation, or about the alt tech utility. What they're doing basically is they're allowing you to level up a unique UPC symbol in a game that you can burn, that you can put embed memos, and you can also drop verified comments on social media to large groups of people, and they'll know it's you and not somebody fucking with them, because their social media application recognizes encryption and the burnable NFT, right? So I'm talking about this like business stuff, and it's not all about making money. It's not all about making money, but that's how people see it. They're like, oh, you trying to hype me up on NFTs. I'm not trying to turn the channel into a crypto conversation. I get so sick of those people that want to just tell you their coin and shill a coin. The furries are over there, and they're nice with it. They're nice. I communicate back. They helped me. They helped me to try to figure out how to get into different chambers and on social media, where they have quests, and you can battle wizards, and you can get cryptocurrency rewards, and you can buy NFTs with their token ecosystem unit, whatever, their token. That shit is not. Don't look at it like, oh, should I invest? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Or are you going to lead me to make money or lose money? Get the fuck out of here for a second. Just look at the technology. Just look at it. It's cheap as hell to use it. You just have to end up, what happens is you end up figuring out how to use it, and you end up giving legitimacy to the industry. People are afraid to be part of the build out. People are just afraid that they're going to end up part of the build out. Like, look, buddy, you're not going to meme some whack doodle shit. But you'll maybe empower other rich people to do that shit. And when they make their wackadoodle gaff, you'll know it was them. What are you worried about? I mean, I'm not saying Nifty Wizards is going to be the premier that's going to be able to mine and mint the UPC symbol, the UPC symbols, or that it's gonna be colo blocks, or that they're gonna do what? I don't know what they're gonna do. Somebody's just getting it all together for some purposes. And I'm not saying that the furry that helped me out wants to make out with a decapitated dog's head, saliva. You know what I mean? It's not that. Maybe, maybe they don't want to have brutalization fantasies, right? Because that's what some of them are admitting to on social media. And they would like to get onto more discreet social media that's encrypted, where, you know what I'm saying, where nobody can see it. The same thing with people want to conduct legitimate business. And if you want to make sure that the people talking to your kids are actually who they said that they is too, you can verify their get leveled up game NFTs to know somebody didn't hack their account that isn't trying to get it. And the people, you're doing good going around, to different platforms, Odyssey and Rumble and BitChute and stuff like that. But what happened with DLive didn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen to you people. If you just tinker around with this shit for a while, it's cheap. Don't try to make, you're going to make money, but don't fucking look at it like I'm trying to make money. Just look at the application. If it's not complete, build out yet, don't worry, right? Just participate in the ecosystem, right? Just and get people who fuck with your information to do little things in there, like trade NFTs with them. To just attract them over. There's a million ways to attract a lot of people to a website, to a publicity, to a event, to do all this shit. It's just, you just have to, maybe we need a blockchain specialist. We need a website designer, and maybe you need a video game studio. 3 things, right? And we can rent that shit. We can pay them. You don't even have to know that you're building anything that's gonna be valuable. Trust that. Just try to get a function cracking. Just try to do any venue. Just try to make a venue. And see, when you're not trying to make money, you end up using the private sector to institute valuable changes. The changes is basically throwing off bureaucracies and shit that is bogging people down, that worked at some point and that worked at one point in time, and when it was an emergency, and now there's a lot of people sitting on the can and acting like they're taking a shit, and they're not taking a shit. They just want to sit there and make sure nobody else can take a shit. So you don't kill them off by fucking going in hard on them. That's fighting their fight, and they sucker you in. They're about to call you all terrorists. You need to do is network social media away from Confucius societies. You need to get your own social media network up and running, and have the leveled up command codes of minted UPC symbols. Basically, it's just a video gameplay history that where you made artifacts, created trophies, or whatever you want to call them. This is a unique UPC symbol. Like, watch, it's all gonna any of the first people that are just playing around with this shit are gonna make something unique and rare, dude. And they can build out on top of that forever using with the blockchain technology. They turn it into a metaverse. And I don't know, hook up VR, walk around there. People can have wearables. You could sell clothes. You could have your own style clothes and shit that when you go there. People will recognize rarity in the metaverse. Oh, I see that was around when the first. Man. I don't know why people are being weird, man. It's like you can't expect to believe me because like I can't do everything all at once. I mean, I only have the things that I want to do anyways. It's not everything that I was never came here to do everything. So like there. So if you're saying, you know, that it's not worth looking at the technology, it's a scam or something like that, it's because uh, you have to what's it called, demonstrate the functionality of it, or you don't know anything, then it will never amount to anything. It's just like telling other people that you're not going to be able to just critique how other people can serve you. Oh, how's this person? How they're supposed to serve me? Mm-hmm. What are they gonna do? They're gonna always give you the runaround. But basically, it's not the runaround. It's like they're trying to cancel this shit. It's weird, man. I wonder why they can't cancel me. I wonder why they haven't. Something primordial, like they fucking know, or some shit is already unspoken truth, and that's why they're probably after my energy too. I would see if I'll detest it or bow down to an aspect, like I'll try to rendition it. Yeah, yep. And then if you're like, oh, like fucking, I'm unworthy, then they don't have it anymore. But who give a fuck? It's not gonna ever do anything anyway. Like you could. It's just people that says that they're about all like this, and they're not doing it. Like if they're about a life of virtue and all this kind of shit, like as long as you not saying that you're about that you want to be this life of virtue, then you could do whatever you want. If you're, you know what I'm saying, if you're, yada yada.